Hey everybody, welcome to another segment with me. How's it going? Um, Today I wanted to. I was watching a video, and what was I doing? I was watching a video, and I had a conversation yesterday, and at the same time, I think came across a show I was watching, and there were some things that kind of coincided all together.
Real question is this: as a business, as an investor, as someone whose success lies in getting in front of the right people who will do business with us, how do we break through obscurity? How do we break through the noise? How do we showcase our message, our opportunities, and our offers in front of the right people? That is the question, and this show has the answer. My name is Raza Aziz. Welcome to The Bold Entrepreneur.
And I wanted to come here and share that. A lot of people are I've seen in the online space and offline as well. Everybody looks to come and get what can I get from it. This whole idea of what's in it from for me. That thing. Yes, to some extent, you definitely want to spend your time and energy and effort and investment into what's in it for you. Um, but there is a different spin that I want to talk about in here. For those of you who don't know, I am Raza. I'm wherever you're watching this, I'm probably the uh, founder or manager of that page. Um, you know, if you look at my profiles and in any place over the past, let's say 6 to 8 years that I have, had the opportunity, any clients that I've had the opportunity to work with. Of course, the opportunity has been there so that I can help that client with, my expertise, my experience, the things that I have learned, and so on and so forth. But one of the other things that I always look to bring to my clients is how can I give them value before even or while I'm getting something for them. Let me give you an example. Recently, a client and we started talking, and they have a great process, and they want me to help them out with sales, and I'm looking forward to that. But in my head, I am constantly starting to think, this light is so bright. I need shades. Um, uh, but constantly, I'm trying to think about too dark. Um, I'm trying to think about how is it that I can help them? Where is it that I can offer value? Now, value is very subjective. Value is like, okay, what does value mean to this business? What does value mean to this client? What does value mean to this person? So it's not just what my version of value is, it's whatever it is that client requires. If that client is looking to generate more business, I've always, every client that I have worked with, that I've had the opportunity to work with, I have brought them small amount of business to them, because not only am I working to help them with their processes, help them with their sales and everything like that, I also tell them I differentiate myself from other people who do what I do is because I look to bring business to them as well. Because if I'm going to be working with a client, they need to be good enough that I can introduce them to my network, right? So I've always had that mindset. So if I go back, let's say, to my mentor that I was working with, and he was the one who brought me up in the speaking world. He taught me everything that I knew about high ticket sales at that time. I had never done anything like it before, and he brought me into his business. He had 30 decades of experience and introduced an entire industry, an entire way of selling, entire way of really reaching the corners of the earth. Like, he put me on the map of the world. And so when I started working with him, it was not like I haven't worked on salary for a long time. I just work on commissions because to me, I believe that I can make more money, working on commissions because I'm actually helping the business grow their business. And to me, I can take a cut of that any day. That's what I had learned. That's what I learned from this mentor as well. And in doing so, in helping him with sales and helping him duplicate him and his efforts and speaking and representing him, I also brought him business from my network, from my efforts, right, to put in place. So I think that in this day and age, when people tell me that there's no jobs out there and it's hard to find jobs and everything, yes, it is hard to find jobs the old way of doing things. The new way of doing things, you find a business that needs help and you don't have to be the one to be able to say, I can do this, I can do this. Well, sure, you can do this, if you ask me any aspect of the business, I can probably say I can do this, but that's not me. I can do this. I have resources. I have connections. I have people that I can direct them to. I can go to a business and say to them that, listen, your social media absolutely sucks. Give me this entire social media and I'm going to show you how you tell your story and dominate your social media over your competition. I can say that to them. Why? Not because I'm going to sit down and I'm going to start, making stories for them and writing content for them. No, I know a business and I can take that client and bring that business, their services to the client and help them dominate their social media. The client wins. I have a good relationship with the client now. I may have commission relationship from the other affiliate relationship that I have, and voila, they get to do business as well, and it's a win-win situation. And I think it's really requiring the day and age we are right now. It requires you to think outside the box in every aspect, whether it comes to your fitness, whether it comes to your eating, whether it comes to the way you make money, the way that you raise kids, the way you are in a relationship, all of that stuff. It requires you to think outside the box. Okay, I need to keep shades over here. So it requires you to think outside the box, and that's what it's really all about. I was watching a show, Undercover Billionaire. Amazing show, by the way. I'm a fan of Grant Cardone, and he was on there. Basically, he was dropped into a city. He was not told what city he's going to be in. He was given $100, and his name was taken away, his contacts taken away, his bank account taken away. Basically, he cannot be Grant Cardone. He's been given a different name and dropped into a small town somewhere in the United States, and he's given $100 and he's given 90 days to build $1 million business. Now, why that is so interesting to me is because, so many of us, we're in a better spot than just having $100 in our account. And to me, I got to learn so much from just that show and how he thought and how he went about in creating $1 million business, within a 90-day time frame. I mean, can you imagine that? Imagine having that skill to be able to do that. Forget about 90 days. What if you had 6 months, right? What if you had a whole year to create $1 million business? To me, that's the possibility. And that's why I spend my time and energy watching that show to be able to do that. But remember where you are right now. That's one of the things that I had a conversation a couple of weeks ago with somebody online. And I said that you may not be in a position to go out and start your own business and all of that stuff. But what you may want to do is look at how you can add value to where you are right now. I have a couple of clients, that went through a lot of shift in 2020. There was a client that I was speaking for in 2020, prior to 2020. And come 2020, because the flights were down and no events were taking place, they had to reinvent themselves. And a couple of months later, my conversation with them was just this. It's like, let's just see, where do you need help? Okay. What is it that needs to be done? And then we went back and forth and we created an opportunity in there, not only to help that client, but an opportunity for me. right? Like I didn't say, oh, put me on a salary and I would like to have like, 10 grand a month and this and that and all that stuff. No, no, there was no conversation like this. I said, listen, you know what, how about we do this? Let me figure this thing out. Let me help you with this area over here. And as we generate revenue, I'll take a cut of that, right? It worked for the business because they don't have any overhead costs, prior to them generating business. And after they've generated business, because I help them generate that I'm okay with taking that cut, right? And they're okay giving me that cut happily. They would keep doing it day in and day out, right? So shift the thinking and look at doing things differently. That's my message really in this video. This is 2022. The world that we knew 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago has changed. We don't need to teach our kids the same strategies that our parents taught us. We don't need to teach our kids the same thing that 10 years we used to do. We are raising our kids for a future that does not exist yet. Are you getting this? Right? We are raising our kids for a future that does not exist. We cannot just tell them, we need to show them how we need to become adaptable. We need to show them how we become resilient. We need to show them how we step out of our comfort zone consistently. Need to show them how we become courageous. These are the traits, these are the skills, these are the habits of high performance people. And you want to make sure that whatever you do, that you're showcasing an example to your kids. Okay, so that was just really my rant, something on my mind. Hope this gave you some value. My objective on any of the platforms that I'm on is really to educate you, to really inspire you to take on life outside the box and really help you challenge the status quo, whether that be in business, whether that be personally, whether that be in a job. I don't freaking care. But as long as you challenge the status quo, I think you and I can make this world a better place. Hope you're doing well. Enjoy your weekend. I'll chat with you soon.